Welcome everyone. This is Michael from the Marks Group Live, and I'm happy to be presenting using tags in Zoho CRM. After this video is over, please feel free to email us at support@marksgrouplive.com for any questions on this topic or on anything else Zoho. Also, be sure to rate this class as well, helping out your fellow Zoho users and helping us to improve our video library. Zoho CRM gives you terrific flexibility in terms of categorizing, finding, and filing records, whether you're looking for a specific record or a whole group of them in any of the modules. Tags take this one step farther. With tags, you get another way to handle your records. In this lesson, I'll introduce you to tags and show you what we can do with them. We're going to start with an introduction to tags. We're going to look at Zoho limitations for each version in terms of the number of tags you can use. We're going to learn how to create tags. We're going to add or delete tags for a record. We're going to do the same thing for multiple records. We're going to filter a view based on tags. And finally, we'll look at renaming, deleting, and merging tags. Now, before we get into our Zoho screens, one word of advice. If your screen doesn't look exactly like mine, okay, that's one word. So 2 words, don't panic. Your Zoho instance may be set up slightly differently from mine, and there may be a few differences in some of the screens. Most of what I demonstrate today should work across all paid versions of Zoho with minimal differences. If you try to replicate what I'm doing and you get stuck, drop us an email at support@marksgrouplive.com and we'll see what we can do to help you out. So let's look at tags. Tags are cool. On most social media platforms, you can use tags or hashtags to categorize things that you post or to search for things. If you're old enough to remember a world before social media, you might think of tags as a kind of keyword that you can attach to your CRM records. Let me give you an example of how tags might be helpful in a real-world situation. Let's say that you're going to be meeting with one of your leads, Linda Jones, so you quickly pull up her record. You're literally walking into the meeting room when you do this, so you're going to have to be quick. This is what you see when you pull up Linda Jones's record. You have just a few seconds. That's the information you've got. There's not much here that's going to be useful for you in terms of your early interactions with Linda Jones, because there's not much information here, even if the phone and mobile fields were filled in. All you've got here really is the lead status and the fact that there's an email address. On the other hand, if we have Sally Smith, up there you can see I've added the highlight there, promising lead and winter 2019 trade show. This is a different situation. Now when I walk into a meeting with Sally Smith, even if I have just a few moments to glance at my phone or my computer, I've already got some information, some reference points that I can use in my first interactions with her. Tags are useful. Let's step back for a moment and look at what kind of flexibility we have with tags in different versions of Zoho. When it comes to tags in Zoho, the free version gets no tags. In order to use tags, you have to be in one of the paid versions. In the standard version, you get 5 tags per record and 20 tags per module. At the professional level, we get 10 tags per record and 60 tags per module. And at that point, your tagging strategy is probably going to be fairly complicated. Adding 10 keywords to a record may take a good bit of planning if you're going to do it effectively. And having 60 keywords or tags per module, you're going to be wasting a lot of them, or you're going to have to use them very carefully in a very tightly controlled manner. You'll probably want to have a policy to figure out when to create, use, and retire keywords. Finally, at the enterprise level, we have 10 tags per record and 100 tags per module. And that's any of the modules, I think, that handle any of the ones that I've seen: leads, contacts, accounts, activities, campaigns, deals. If it has a record in it, you can tag it. Now, this brings me to an important point. You will probably want to limit the ability of users to create tags. You'll find tag permissions in the security control area of Zoho CRM setup, but that's slightly out of scope for today's lesson. Let us know if you're trying to set this up and you run into a snag. So let's get started with tags by creating one. Here we have our leads module. Go to whichever module you want to be in. Make sure you're in the list view. That's this view here. And over on the right, there's the ellipsis. That means there's more here, or just there's more. Click on that, and then you'll see Manage Tags. It's the 5th item down right now. It may move around a little bit, but you'll find it under the more ellipsis there. Now off on the right, I see a new tag button, but I'm not going to click that quite yet. I'm going to look at the tags that are already here. There's VIP, web form, bad lead, promising lead, and so on. This column tells you when the tag was modified, and if you click on the 3 numbers, that'll tell you how often this tag is being used. So you can see the VIP tag is not being used at all. No records are currently using it. Mind you, remember, this is in the leads module. In the contacts module, things may be different. We may have different tags, or we may have something that looks like the same tag, but it will be in a different module. So, bad lead, nobody's using that. One person is using the promising lead tag. When the time comes to start weeding out your tags, because you're running out of them, this can be a handy way to figure out which tags can safely be removed. So right now I'm going to create a new tag. Now we can see that I can add 1 or more tags if I separate them using commas. Of course, this means that it's probably a bad idea to use a comma or to try to use a comma inside a tag. It's likely to confuse Zoho a little bit. So let's go with 2019 Spring Conference, comma, 2019 Summer Conference. Hit save, and there are my 2 new tags. And you can see nobody's using them yet. Now, I'm going to go back to my leads and apply some of these tags to a few people. First, I'll apply 1 tag to 1 person. Just below the person's name, you'll see Add Tags. Click on that. Now you might wonder whether you have to retype everything. The answer, of course, is no. Zoho makes it much easier than that. There are 2 ways that we can select a tag at this point. I can just click again in that field, and I'll get a drop-down list. And this list is alphabetically ordered. So I'll select Spring Conference. The list stays up, so I can select more than 1 tag, or I can just click anywhere outside or on the Save button, and there's my tag. I can add another tag by clicking on the plus, sign again, and this time, instead of clicking on the field again, I'm going to start typing. Let's say I want to add the 2019 Summer Conference tag. Type the number 20, and Zoho already shows me all of the tags that start with that text. Or actually all of the tags that include that text, including if those whatever I've typed is inside the tag. It doesn't have to start with it. So I'll do that, and I'll save that. Now, to delete a tag from record, oddly enough, I have to click on the plus sign. And then I can click on the X to delete that tag. This is a bit strange, but it's similar to clicking on the Start menu in Windows so that you can choose the Shutdown option. I'm going to put that tag back in and click Save. Now, let's say that I go to, let's stay with this person. If I click on a tag underneath somebody's name, you can see that this is a clickable object. what happens is Zoho opens a new tab. Zoho will open a new tab in my web browser and show me all of the records in the current module that share the tag that I've clicked. Right now you can see that the only person who's using this tag is Michael Friesen. So the only problem with this approach, as convenient as it is that you might start working in this new tab and forget that you've already got one open elsewhere in your browser. Right now I'm going to close this one and go back to the browser, the window or the tab that I just came from. Now I can also select multiple people and have that tag apply to those people as well. So let's select the next 4 people. In order to apply a tag to these 4 people, actually let me show you something first. Let me select one person alone. I can also apply a tag that way to one person or multiple people. So I'll have as many people as I clicked here. I can add tags this way. Add tags. Once again, I'm going to click the 2019 Spring and 2019 Summer Conference. You'll notice that the tags disappear as I put them in because they're not available to use anymore. So let me get rid of that one. Now, below that, there's an interesting option. I can choose whether to overwrite existing tags in the selected records. So if there are also already tags being used associated with these people, if I check this, whatever tags they currently have will be overwritten by these two. If I leave it unchecked, then these tags will simply be added to whatever tags those people may or may not already have. All right. Now, I can select these people again, and of course I can delete tags from them by clicking on the tag. I can remove tags and say, let's get rid of the Spring Conference tag, and it should be removed. So if I click on this person here, there, the Spring tag was removed. Okay, now I should point out that deleting tags could be dangerous. Let me show you what this means. I can select everybody. I can select all 35 leads that I have in my leads module, and I can delete tags from them. If people in my organization had spent a large amount of time already setting up tags for these people, deleting them all, removing tags, could make me a very unpopular person in the office. At the same time, adding tags to everybody could also be just as dangerous. So it's something to be used with caution. Let me go there. All right. Now, we've already looked at one way that we can find all the records that share a tag. All I have to do is find the tag. Let's see who's got Summer Conference. 5 people are using the Summer Conference tag. Now let's find another way. Let's look at another way that I can find all the people that are using the 2019 Summer Conference tag. I can go into my views and I can filter my view. Here where it says filter leads by, there we go. I can specify my search criteria and find out which records have tags, which records do not have tags, or which records do or do not match search criteria. And like any other filter, I can save this for later. Let's say, is not empty means that there is a tag, is empty means that there's not a tag, and I can look for everybody that does not have a certain tag, or I can look for all the people that have the 2019 Summer Conference tag. Apply the filter, and I'm back to these 5 people again. And of course, I can save the filter for later use. Finally, And if you'd like to more, incidentally, if you'd like to know more about views in the Marks Group Live video library, we do have at least one video, probably more than one video, that covers how to configure views. Let's get rid of that. Let me put away my filters. And let me show you one more way that we can find out what tags are being used. Here in my column, here are all of my columns in my CRM, in my leads module. I can actually say, show me tags. And there they are. The last column there. There are tags. If I want to bring them closer to the top, I'll just put them right there. I shouldn't say the top, closer to the left side. So there we have all of these tags that we have visible now. All right, let's see. Let me move this forward. I think we're done with that. That's how the button that we press to configure the views. Right, now, 3 slightly important ideas relating to tags. First, renaming a tag changes it for every record that's using it, not just all the records you create from now on. Let me show you an example of that. I'll go into my tags here. I'll manage tags for my leads module. And I'm going to say, now if I hover over the 2019 Spring Conference tag, you can see that there's a red trash can and a gray pencil. The pencil means I can edit it. So let's say the. And Zoho even warns me, changes made to this tag will appear across the module. That means not just records that I create from now on. Every record that had this tag, 2019 Spring Conference, will now have the word the in front of it. The 2019 Spring Conference. Let me save that. Let's go back to my leads module. And was anybody using that? Actually, let me go back, find out if anybody was using that tag. Oh, one person was using the tag. So let's look for the 2019 Spring Conference. One of the things that you can't do, incidentally, in this view is I can't sort by tags. But I can certainly, I can certainly find them. Let's actually find which record has it. I'll go back to Manage Tags and click on this tag. Who's got it? John Smith is using it. So there is the 2019 Spring Conference. So even if you've already used the tag, when you change the name of it, it will change for people that are already using it. This is slightly dangerous. Now let's say that we have a tag that isn't useful anymore. Let me close that tab. Let's say we have a tab that isn't useful anymore. I could simply delete it by going to the Manage Tags screen and trashing it. So let's see. Nobody's using the bad lead, so I could simply delete that. But as noted before, this is very dangerous. Zoho does not give me a warning. Let me get rid of that. Sure. Let me just click on that. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yep. And it's gone. So other than that one warning, Zoho doesn't tell me this is going to remove it from everybody who's got it. So my second caution is that deleting tags is a very dangerous thing. So even if somebody's using it, Zoho will still delete it with equal abandon. Now, one last question. What if we want to fold multiple tags into one? In other words, let's say that there are 2 conferences in 2019, and at the end of the year, instead of having to separate them from each other, I want to combine them into one. This is a very powerful feature. So let's say it's not important that people went to one conference or the other. It's just that they went to one of the 2019 conferences. I don't actually have to create a new tag and then apply it to people or find everybody who's got them. All I have to do is rename it. Now, we already know that renaming a tag means it's renamed for everybody. So if I just take one of these tags and rename it to 2019 conferences, save that. Now, once again, there's still one person who's using it. And I can click on the tag to see who's got it. There's John Smith. 2019 conferences. Let's say that I want to take the 2019 summer conference and just merge it with 2019 conferences. It's remarkably easy. All I do, in fact, what we'll do is we see that 5 people are using that 2019 summer conference tag. All I do, here we go. Let's see. I give them the same name. So I'm going to click on that pencil icon, and I'm going to say, I'll give it the exact same name as the existing tag. I'll save this, and Zoho asks me, hey, you already got the tag. Do you want to merge this tag? So it will take everybody that had that tag will now be merged into the existing tag, and now it thinks there's only one, but if we refresh the screen in a few moments, or if we click on that, we'll see, whoops, it still thinks there's one, but there isn't. There's more than one. Let's see. Zoho will shortly figure itself out. There's 2019 conferences, 2019 conferences. By now, Zoho has probably got that sorted out. There we go. So what we've done is we've taken 2 tags, the 2019 Spring Conference and the 2019 Summer Conference tags, and we've merged them by giving them both the same name. This is why the 20 tag limit, even in the standard version, is not as bad as you might think. Depending on the size of your organization, 20 tags, 20 possible tags may be more than enough. All right, so let's do a recap of what we've taken a look at today. Today, we did an introduction to tags. We looked at why they're helpful. We looked at the limitations for each version. We looked at how to create tags. That's in the Manage Tags screen. We looked at adding and deleting tags on a record. We looked at tagging multiple records simultaneously along with the overwrite option. We looked at how to filter a view using tags, and incidentally, as part of that, we looked at adding tag as a column in the list view, and finally, we looked at renaming, deleting, and merging tags. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Check out our library for other training videos like this one. If you have any suggestions for other classes, or if you have questions about Zoho, email us at support@marksgrouplive.com, and thanks for viewing.